Got another exciting Update 37 video here for you guys, and I've got the final information that you're going to need. If you haven't watched the first video yet, you're going to want to do that first before watching this one so you don't miss any important content. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe the video if you like this content so you're alerted for future videos. It also helps the channel a lot. And otherwise, if you're back from watching the other video, well, let's go. Okay, so apparently the new armor system has nothing to do with the angle of impact. The new armor system has a durability. The more rounds it takes and deflects, the weaker it gets to the point that it won't deflect any more rounds. You can fix this by returning to a vehicle factory and paying 100 BMATs. This will repair all subsystems, fully repair the tank, and brings its armor durability back to max. There is no health bar for this, so you'll need to play it by feel. Also, on the topic of vehicles, when you change the fuel type in its menu, it siphons out the old fuel and places it in your inventory. That way the fuel isn't wasted. Quite nice. I've got some new information on the vehicles added in. Again, the full list of new vehicles is in the part 1 video. Starting with the Warden Silverhand Mark IV, the front cannon is rotatable, but it's not on a turret and has a very limited arc. I missed this vehicle in the last one, so here it is, the Warden's Dune Landrunner 12C, a track version of the truck that's better off-road, just slower overall. The Wardens have also received a new gunship, the 74C-2 Ronin Matora gunship. This is the same old gunship, but we're replacing the front-mounted machine gun with another artillery cannon. For the Colonials, the 8C7 Ballista does not have a rotatable turret, but has an arc that can swing in either direction. The driver will need to physically rotate the entire tank to help aim it. The Colonials also have the R9 Spear Tip Escort, a standard truck with the passenger seat now having a mounted LMG to help defend from those pesky partisans. Lastly, the H8 Kraneska, which is a Colonial light tank with extra armor and a higher top speed at the sacrifice of maneuverability and acceleration. It can be boosted like the motorbikes by holding the shift key down to make it drive faster at the expense of higher fuel consumption. Logistically, we have several new changes. First off, the resource mining experience has been changed. It now features better animations and sounds, as well as a notification HUD on the bottom left corner to show you how much you get per swing. The amount of resources gained is unchanged, but it is broken up into stages now to make it more interesting. Certain nodes will give more resources, and once in a while a special rare node will spawn while working that will give you extra resources. This is also how you mine the new iron and aluminum materials that you'll need for the new tech system. The tech system has been completely overhauled and is 100% player driven now. It's rather complex, so feel free to rewind this as many times as you need to understand it because this information is very important. There are 2 tech trees now, one for vehicles that require iron and one for weapons and structures requiring aluminum. You will be able to research 4 rows down at a time. The top row has 100% chance of success, the next down is 80%, down one more is 60%, and the final one for 40%. This will affect the chance you have in succeeding in contributing research towards completion. If it does succeed, you will receive a prototype kit. For vehicles, you take it to a mass production facility, get another crate, take that to a stockpile, and then you'll be able to withdraw the prototype vehicle. For weapons, you take them to a factory, get another crate, take that to any town hall, forward operating base, etc., and unpack them into weapons that you can withdraw. If, on the other hand, you fail to research an item, the materials are wasted, no progress is made at researching that item, and no prototype is gained. So researching the lower items has a risk to it. The items researchable will only advance once the 100% line has been researched. It will then advance downward and ensure up to 4 items are available for research. Once you have successfully researched all the way to the bottom, it then resets and starts back up at the top again. This is how you get higher tier items. Anything you skipped on the first go that you research now will become tier 2. You go all the way to the bottom again, it resets a 3rd time, and now anything you research will become a tier 3 item. Higher tier unlocks look different. A prototype will look like a bare, shiny metal with no paint vehicle. Tier 1s look like your standard vehicle does. Tier 2 will have a camo paint on them. Tier 3s have the same camo paint just with a more sandy type look. The vehicle tiers are also indicated by chevrons in their menu and when you research them in that menu as well. Clear as mud? Trust me, you aren't the only one confused on this. Just keep in mind that you have to skip researching an item if you want to make it a higher tier. and that this can have dire consequences if you decide to skip essential equipment and your enemy does not. That's the tech system explained. I promise the rest of this is far less complex. There's just a lot of it to cover, so let's get into it. Seaports have been added to every major coastline city and are shown on the map with a unique marker. These grant more access for seafaring logistics. Waterports act as a stockpile and can also store seafaring vehicles in them. They also have 2 cranes with associated loading and unloading docks for increased efficiency. They also feature built-in garrison AI to defend against partisans. To aid in their defense, all major coastline cities also have coastal guns. From what we know, they provide accurate fire up to 150 meters away on seafaring targets, and less accurate quote-unquote warning shots to let you know they exist past 150 meters. It also looks like you can just check on the map and see if their icon is built. The squad storage system has been replaced with the new reserve storage system. This is essentially the same thing but without squads now and uses access codes. When created, it will give you the access code that others can use to access the stockpile. Up to 3 reservable stockpiles can be placed per depot, and for most items you can place up to 100 of each of them in there. Building materials will be allowed to have more stored. This is ever changing, so I'm not going to list a number here, just know that it's higher. These can also be set to be visible or hidden. Visible will allow anybody to see the contents of your stockpile and contribute to it, but they won't be able to remove anything. Invisible makes it entirely hidden so nobody knows what's in it. These will have a limited time before they are released to the public, usually set to about a couple of days. This resets every time you contribute to the stockpile, so don't forget to do that if you don't want your stockpile being released. On the production front, shippable structures can be made at the mass production factory now. Shippable structure crates like the new anti-infantry flak gun can be stored at storage depots and seaports. Mass production factories can also make water vehicles. Barges can now ship packaged shippables such as crated vehicles. Also, any water vehicle that cannot pass under a closed bridge can now open the bridge from the water without having to exit the vehicle. For any of you that have played the game for a while and spent any time on the water, you'll know that this is an amazing quality of life improvement. Every single map also has undergone a major overhaul to things such as land extensions, water layout, etc. The new road types will also be shown on the map with different imagery to establish what type of road you'll be driving on. All bases, including town halls, now no longer require upgrade parts to advance their own tech tree. This system is now based off of player activity in the area. This completely eliminates the sneaky forward operating base dropped in the backline areas and immediately upgraded to max. There are several factors that affect how fast these tech lines increase. Factors affecting this are players setting their spawn, players actively spawning, building defenses in the area, and lastly, players can vote on which item to tech up next by clicking on it. A few general gameplay items have also made their way into this update. Trenches connect under roads now instead of across them. There are several new buildings with refined looks. Starter fuel for vehicles freshly built has been reduced to 12. All ammo types have been renamed and their descriptions revamped to make it more clear which weapons they are for. Gun nests and pillboxes have been removed as more emphasis is placed on player-driven defenses. The rocket has also been removed, again with the intention of re-adding later. Special tank ammo types have been removed for this update with the intention of adding them in later, since the new armor system is going to need some figuring out. Connectivity and stability of player connections has been bolstered. Updated character animations to help make the game look more refined, and many bug fixes have been added. I'll let you read the patch notes yourself to find out exactly which bugs have been fixed. This is one of the biggest updates in this game's history, and there is a lot more complexity that's being added in because of it. These are going to take some time to get used to, as well as get refined on the development side of things, so we all need to be patient while these kinks are worked out. I'm really excited to see all these brand new changes in the live war and see what the devs do with it here in the future. I feel that this update is going to breathe some great new life into this game, and I can't wait to play it in a live war with you all. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you're alerted for future videos. To my existing subscribers, you guys are awesome. And thanks for watching, everyone, and as always, stay foxy.